Hey guys, wanted to take a minute and talk about dispatch service. Dispatching is something that, honestly, when I first put trucks over the road, I kind of felt like a dispatcher was a wannabe broker that didn't have themselves together enough to get the $75,000 bond in so that they could get a broker authority. Um, and honestly, I felt like using a dispatch service was just being lazy. And I know it probably sounds like I'm offending a whole bunch of people, but it was just my own belief. I'm one of those people that believe, the less you know, the more you got to pay somebody else to do for you, whether it's truck maintenance, uh, office work, whatever you don't know how to do, you have to pay someone else. So if you're starting a trucking company but you don't know how to drive a truck, you're going to pay a driver to drive your truck, and he's going to take the biggest chunk of your change. Um, if you don't know how to do maintenance and repairs on your truck, you're going to be paying some shop to do that stuff, or a friend to come over and do it for you. And so likewise with dispatch, I kind of always felt like dispatching was something that I could do myself, that, why am I going to pay someone this percentage? And it didn't really make sense. And so, like everyone else, I got on some of these applications and load boards and yada, yada, yada. So here, maybe I could make the video a little more interesting. So this is the rate I got for a load that is going from Napa Valley to Chino, California. It's a full load. I have kind of blotted out or um, cropped out who I'm hauling for, and it's not that it's this big secret or anything like that. I'm just not sure. I didn't take the time to try and read um, all the documents. They may have, a disclosure clause in there or something like that, and I just don't need trouble. So I have been using an outfit called smarthop. I think I mentioned them in a couple other videos. I found smarthop through another YouTuber's video. The guy's channel is called Trucking Topics Today. If you get a chance, go check out Tony over there. He does a really good job, puts on some great high quality videos. I mean, you can tell he puts effort into producing them. Unlike me, for now I'm just kind of putting together, you know, screenshots, if you will. Not much of a video, but I'm trying to share information with people that I think would benefit from it. And so that's the nature of me making my videos. And so Tony did a live stream where he read an article from a magazine regarding smarthop. And I reached out to them. The rate seemed good. Their philosophy seemed good. And they brought me on board. I should say they got me to do a trial period. And I drove the truck that they dispatched for that week. And I figured, if it doesn't work, or if it's, something that's going to frustrate a driver, I don't want to lose a driver because I'm doing this experiment. So I went and signed on with them. They gave me a dispatcher. They assigned a dispatcher, I should say. His name's Gabriel. And, Gabriel and I hit it off pretty much from the start. He's a go-getter. He's good at communicating. He's a talker. He's got that gift of gab. And I knew he's going to be a successful person at what he does just from talking to him. He's got that. So right now, it's been a couple months, and I've added more trucks. We went and pushed forward with smarthop. Their technology is almost doing what I would call reverse dispatching. And by that, I mean they take all of the loads that they have access to from different brokers, from different load boards, whatever it may be, and they put them all into a database, and they use kind of what some would call artificial intelligence, a computer algorithm, whatever you want to call it. And what they do when they book you a load, they are moving you to a better paying market. In fact, the day that I decided to call smarthop, I was sitting in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it was funny because up until the moment I got there, I was pretty proud of, I had booked a load from Dallas, Texas to Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was for one of the major brokers. And, the guy had called me like 3 times. It was his first load for this particular client, and it was supposed to be a big deal. It's been several months, so I can share now. It was a Starbucks load. And so the guy called me like 3 times. How far along are you? Are you going to be on time? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, dude, you've given me 24 hours to travel 700 miles. It's a 1-day trip. Oh, well, I just need to make sure, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so, the rate was pretty good. It was in the $4 range, and I was pretty proud of myself, because they had it listed for one price, and I asked for a little more, and I got it. And so now I'm sitting in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there's no freight leaving. So I called smarthop, and we had a conversation. It was late in the day already. It was after hours, but it's one of those things where I was in the back of the sleeper. I didn't really pay attention to what time it was. Anyway, they were very nice. Like a half hour later, one of their salespeople called me, and he's like, "Hey, well, I'm at home." He says, "In fact, the game's about to start," or actually, the game was like in the third quarter. I don't even remember what game it was. He goes, "I'll get with you in the morning." So I sign on with them, and fast forward a few months, their dispatching is on point. They charge 3%. They get you on board with all the major carriers, even if you're not hauling for them. They get your vendor packet out to everyone. A whole bunch of carriers that I'd never even heard of before. And so the reason for this, right now I'm on a load that is going from, I'm in Napa Valley going down to Chino. And so comparing it to some other loads, I'm getting $2,000 from Napa Valley, which is just north of San Francisco. Really, it's more like just north of San Francisco, but it's in the general area. And so it's 460 miles, something like that. And so here's stuff that's somewhat comparable from Amazon. $480, $480. There's one from Stockton to Ontario. There's $950. This is the best paying one at the bottom, Stockton to Ontario, and I'm getting $2,000 for, just about the same distance, right? And so it's refreshing. It's doing its thing. That's the Amazon load. And so here's, everyone's favorite DAC, and I have it filtered to show the highest rate first. So 700, 600, 500, 400. Granted, the bottom ones are partials. So not the greatest loads, at least from a pay standpoint. Here's Convoy. Oh, this changed. I had set it up. But it defaulted back. Anyway, so I still didn't set it up correctly. My apologies, guys. We have to tell it where we want to go. We'll give it a 100-mile radius just to show us whatever loads are in that range. And so here you see the amounts of these loads. I'm not trying to knock anyone. Convoy doesn't pay bad, and you do have the ability to bid these. You can select one of these, and you can click on bid, and you could submit whatever you think is fair. Okay? And so, let's see, what else did I pull up? No, I think the rest of it's non-existent for us. So anyway, so getting back to my deal, um, you know, there's the rate I got for like 470 miles. Um, Pretty outstanding, if you ask me. SmartHop has relationships with a lot of brokers, and they will most definitely work to get you the rate you want. They will get on board with the price structure you like, and they will push your company into the range that you need. Not only do they keep the trucks moving aggressively, I mean, like, you need to tell them, hey, I got to do my reset tomorrow, so this is my last load. They have good dispatchers. They communicate well. As you can see, the rates come in. I've been getting a lot of stuff in the $4 range. Granted, all my drivers have tanker endorsements, and so that's advantageous because they can weed those out, and there's less people that bid on tanker endorsement required because not everyone has a tanker endorsement. And so, no, they're not a sponsor of mine. No, I'm not getting anything for this. I just like sharing information with other drivers so that everyone does well. If you guys are looking for a dispatch service, gets you good rates. They focus on dry vans and reefers. They don't do flatbeds or hot shots or stuff like that, at least not as of yet. But I think they do an outstanding job at keeping me loaded, keeping me running. They actually check with my factoring company to make sure the credit rating is good enough for them. They have now an open dialogue with them. And so there's good stuff over at SmartHop, guys. If you guys are interested in hooking up with them, I can hook you up with my dispatcher, and he does outstanding. I'm pretty sure all of the dispatchers over there do, because they're all working with the same software to find you these loads. But the key on top of the technology they're using is they have relationships with a lot of companies. And I've been on the phone with Gabriel on his cell phone, and I can hear he has a broker on the line on his headset, and he's telling them, hey man, you're paying $2,600 for that. My guy needs to be at $3,100 for this to be worth his while. It's a good carrier. The driver kicks butt. He's not going to be late. You're not going to get excuses. You're going to get service from him. Can we do that? And then he'll come back to me and say, okay, Miguel, he's checking. I think he's going to get it for us. I think we got it. So sit tight. And then, usually 15, 20 minutes later, I get my text message, where I'm going, and the rate comes in my email, and he got me the rate I'm looking for. They're just really good that way. If you guys have an interest or are looking for a dispatch service, hit me up. I'll get you connected with my guy over there. I think you'll be very pleased. Anyways, have a good day. This is the last minute, middle of the morning video. I'm being loaded with that $2,000 load as we speak. And I just for shits and giggles decided to look at what's anybody else getting leaving here. If I was on my own, not using SmartHop, what would I find right now? And I was really, really surprised. Pleasantly surprised, obviously. I should be even more grateful. Maybe I owe Gabriel a bottle of tequila or something. Anyways, have a good day, guys.